Hi, everybody. This is Lisa, and I want to welcome you to another hour of English classes here on Verbling.com. This is going to be a writing class, so if you are interested in practicing your writing skills in English, then go ahead and come on into the Google Hangouts here with us. All you need to do is click on the Join Class button. It's the green button up above the video that is playing right now. And when you do, then you come here into the Google Hangouts with us. Hamit's here with me already, and I'm going to be posting the link to the Google document where we are going to be writing. So let me put that for you, Hamid, in the chat, the Google chat. And then that way, that's where people can rate. So we'll see who shows up. We had some reservations, 4 or 5 reservations, and I know that there is another class happening right now, an English class, and there's also a class that was just finishing up. So maybe some people are going to join us here in a minute. So in the meantime, I'm going to talk a little bit with Hamid while we wait to see who shows up. Hamid, did you watch the whole series of Breaking Bad, like all the seasons?
Not yet. I started on Monday. I am now to second season and fifth episode.
Okay. And are you watching it in English or is it in Turkish?
It is English, but unfortunately my watching website shows Turkish subtitle, but I am focusing on English.
Good. Nice. And how is it?
What are you talking about? Breaking Bad?
Yeah, he's watching Breaking Bad. Hi, Nihan.
Hi.
Have you seen that series, Nihan?
Of course I have. Come on.
Of course. I think, Nihan, you missed your calling. Instead of an accountant, maybe you should have been like a director or a movie producer or something in the
maybe
entertainment.
I would have a column on the newspaper to write about the movies. And I would be glad. No, I cannot be producer or director because I don't like to move somewhere else. To settle there for months or 5 months.
Oh yeah, a lot of traveling and stuff.
Yeah, I'm lazy. I just want to write about them, maybe.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nihan, if you want, I can share one special link for you.
Of course, but which context? The link about what?
It is about you.
About Nihan? Well,
do you want to see that? I will share on Google Chat.
Okay. What, Nihan, do you do that already? Don't you write a little bit about movies?
I tried, but it's really hard to write about movies. I just realized if you watch a really difficult, hard, and profound director, you have to follow his or her steps because he watch lots of movies, he read a lot of books or something, and he fits different fields, and if you don't know his background, his knowledge, his literature knowledge or something, it's really hard to understand sometimes the details. But I've tried, but I haven't sent any of my article to anywhere. But another type of articles I have sent and has been published in a few magazine, in literature magazine.
Okay. So what is this link that he sent?
Do not open it.
Why not?
It was I have some friends, some poem friends, and they just request from me to voice their poetry with a music. It was that kind of thing.
Oh,
Hamid.
okay.
Good job,
Okay.
Hamid.
He's an excellent researcher.
Yes, about numbers, about the other details. Well done.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes the people think about me. Are you spy?
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
But I
Turkish
like the
spy?
search. No, no. Sometimes people say, "Are you from CIA or FBI?"
Yeah,
Oh, he's playing big.
yeah, really. You're not, maybe you're not really Turkish. Maybe you're
Meh.
from the United States and you're living in Turkey, infiltrating.
But
To see.
his Turkish is perfect because he wrote me in Turkish on
Yeah.
Verbling,
Oh yeah.
and his Turkish was really, really perfect. I think he's
Yes, I
Turkish.
know. I'm just kidding. He's in disguise. Okay, well, you guys are the only ones here so far. So, Nihan, let me give you the link in the Google chat, and I'll put it up on the screen share. We can
Okay.
see who's in the mood to write today. I thought maybe Nurel would show up for practice with the writing, but maybe she already does okay on that because I know she's studying for the TOEFL test. So maybe this speaking is more what she's wanting to practice. I don't know.
Oh, the
Okay.
first one.
Well, I always throw something like that there just in case. I think people like to write about movies or TV shows. You can write about Breaking Bad if you want, Hamid. Well, I was wondering, Nihan, you told me one of the movies to watch was the Hyde Park, the one with the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what I started watching it, but it was kind of, I don't know, it seemed kind of well, the word that we use in English is kind of cheesy. Like, did it get better? I didn't keep watching it. I switched to a French movie, but what did you like about it?
What does it mean, cheesy?
Cheesy? It means kind of like, it was kind of like not fake. Cheesy just means not, it's not so well, it wasn't so well done. Like, it was like the narrator was talking and it's like, where is this movie going? Like, it didn't seem like the
Um,
characters had much depth to them, or
hmm.
you know?
I see. It's about a time period of the
Yeah.
Roosevelt's life
Yeah.
with his girls or
Yeah. The
mistress or
cousin,
something.
mistresses, yeah.
Yes, and one
Mhm.
of his cousin
Yeah,
who
Daisy.
was Daisy fall in love with him.
Yeah.
But I think it was a good movie because it's not drama.
Yeah.
It's a little bit comedy, but not really the real comedy. But
Yeah.
I think it at the end you would like it.
Okay.
When I was watching, I like it.
Mhm. You just liked watching it. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I was in the mood for something more significant. It seemed very light, like very, we say it like lightweight, like it wasn't, I don't know. I guess I understood the time period, but
The competition between the women
yeah.
about Roosevelt's law was funny
Okay, I didn't
because
get to that part. Maybe it just took a while to get into the more
I
interesting part, you know, because I stopped at about the time where after the British guy got there, and
it was the funny part.
yeah.
The queen and the king just visited them, but not the main idea.
Okay, yeah, yeah, okay,
But as an American, I think you would like it.
okay. Yeah, I really like Bill Murray usually because he's funny. You know, usually he's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, it was interesting. You know how sometimes you're just in the mood for different things?
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe I wasn't in the right mood.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
happened to me a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. We have another person joining us. Hi, Motaba. How are you? Let me put the link up for you in the Google chat. All right, here I'll go over the questions, and you guys know how this works. I haven't put them on different page yet, so I'll do that in a minute. But the first one is describe a recent movie that you have seen, tell the story, and then say whether or not you liked it, why or why not. 2, what do you think of tattoos? Would you like to have one? Why or why not? And number 3, do you trust the police to help you when you're in need? Why or why not? And then I found this picture on my friend's Facebook page. She posted a few of these pictures of this. This is like an orchestra, and they're playing, and this is ice. If you guys, I hope you guys can see that in the picture. It's where this is happening in the place where she was born. So I'm not going to tell you the country. Maybe you guys can try to guess. But that's why she posted the pictures, because she was born in this town in this country, and this is what they do here with ice at this time of year. So you just describe, what do you think is going on in this picture, and where do you think this could be happening? Number 5 is, what computer application do you use most frequently? What do you use it for, and do you like it? All right. Hamid started already on that one. Number 6, describe in detail the weather in your town today. Is this typical for this time of year? And the TOEFL question, do you agree or disagree with the following statement? A teacher's ability to relate well with students is more important than excellent knowledge of the subject being taught. Use specific reasons and examples. Number 8, you can just put your own story in there. And number 9, I saw this on Facebook too. No, I'm listening. It just takes me a minute to process so much stupid all at once. What does that mean? What is he trying to say with this phrase here? So there's 9 different things you guys could work on. So if you're watching right now and you want to join us, then you can join the class anytime you like. We're going to be spending this hour just writing, and when people are done writing, they can read out loud, and as they're reading out loud, I will be looking for things that may need to be corrected, and then I will help make those corrections and give feedback. And of course, I'll be here to answer any questions that people have. And that's about it. That's how we do this 1-hour class here. It's just a time to practice your writing. So in the beginning, it's a little quiet while people are writing and thinking about what they want to write. And so there you go. Nihan's going to mute herself, and she's going to just concentrate on writing, so she's not even listening to me talk. And Motaba, do you have any questions? Your microphone is muted, so if you're going to talk, you have to unmute the microphone. There you go.
Yeah, I'm here now.
Hi.
Excuse me, I'm here now.
And do you understand how to do this?
No.
Okay, so for the writing, you can start with the first one if you'd like, and you just put your cursor here, and then you can just write your name. Like if you wanted to start with this one, you could write your name, and then start writing here. And then when you're done, you tell me, and then I will listen to you read it out loud, and then I will correct it. So as you can see, Hamid down here, he's working on number 5, this number 5 question. So that's what he's working on. And Nihan, another student, she's probably working in another application. She's writing, and then she will copy and paste it in, and I will correct it. So pretty much what you can do is start with any question you want. You do not have to start with number 1, and you just write as much as you would like, and when you're done, tell me, and then I will correct it, and then you can go to another one. So that's how we do it.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No, thank you, I got it.
Okay, and how do I say your name?
I'm Mojtaba.
Mojtaba. Okay, and where are you from?
I'm from Iran, but now I live in Italy.
Oh, in Italy. Okay, great. Welcome.
Grazie. No, thank you.
Grazie. Prego. Wait, what does prego mean?
Welcome, you're welcome.
Okay, good. All right.
Okay. You've started by number 1. See? Yes.
You can if you want to. Yeah. You can start there.
But clicking on
You can, yeah, you just put your cursor there, there, and then you just start typing.
in this page or no?
Yes, on that page, yeah.
But I can write in this page.
Let me see. You should be able to, yeah. Yeah, you can write. Where are you? Is that you right there with the blue?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you write?
No, no.
Maybe if you
It's black.
refresh.
It's black.
Maybe if you refresh your page.
But when I click on your link that you got you put in at the right part of
Yeah.
this page, when I clicked it in the new tab, in this tab, yes, I can write.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Cool.
What can I do at this time?
So is it working for you to write?
Yes.
Okay. So you can answer number 1, or you can do number 2 or number 3. Any one you want to answer. You just write.
Yes. Answer one question at a time.
Yeah.
Start with any question you can. Write as much as you like. Read your answer out loud. I will provide corrective feedback. Answer another question. Okay. Describe a recent movie that you have seen. Tell the story. Did you like it? Why or why not? Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. I just answered number 1.
Sure. You can start there. Yeah, so just tell
I
me
have
about a movie that you've seen recently.
yes. I can choose one of them or no.
You can choose number 2 if you want to do that, or number 3. You don't have to start with number 1.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want. Like Hamid, he started down here with number 5. Yeah.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Yes, I'm done first.
Okay, Hamid, go ahead and read.
Okay. I don't want to use one application in my PC, but if I say some websites, I will mention Verbling for that, because it has been providing to improve my English, and I met many good people, teachers, thanks to this website. Of course, I highly like this website, and I appreciate it. That's why I suggest my trustable friends it to be useful for them.
Okay. All right, so I don't want to use one application on my PC, but if I would say, but if I were to talk about some websites, I would mention Verbling for that, because it has been I would say it has been helping me to improve my English, and I have met many good people, teachers. I would say people and teachers thanks to this website. Of course, I highly like this website and I appreciate it. That's why I would put it like this. That's why I suggest it to my, it's not trustworthy, but trusted friends. Okay? So that's why I suggest it to my trusted friends, and then I would say something like, because I think it will be useful for them.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
So Hamid, do you mostly use website applications now instead of applications on your computer?
For example, in this time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 applications are open in my PC now.
Yeah. But are they on your computer or are they websites?
On my PC, and also there are 5 pages, web pages open in my browser.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Do you have
Because,
any, go ahead.
yes,
Do you have any applications that are specific to like chemistry or something, or mainly like Word or something like that?
it is different, not every time related to chemistry. For example, my Skype, like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. All right. You can work on another one.
Right, Kelly's writing.
Okay. You have a question, Mojtaba?
No.
Okay. Hi, Amparo.
Hi, teacher. Sorry for the delay.
It's okay.
Hi, guys.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. What about you?
Better.
What?
Better.
Great news.
Yes, finally. Okay, Hamid, you want to read the number 4 that you worked on?
Yes.
Okay.
I think this picture was taken in Scandinavia. I know they have some good festivals and their weathers are almost totally cold during a year. But when they enjoy with these good festivals, their atmosphere is hotter and nicer. The picture shows two people play the violins, and it seems as some competition because there are some people and they can vote their favorite choices with their applause measurement system.
Okay, good. All right, so I think this picture was taken in Scandinavia, and I would just put a period. I know they have some good festivals and their weather. So weather, we don't need to put an S.
Okay.
Even for the plural. Even it's just a general thing. The weather or their weather, and so is almost, and I would say always cold during the year. But when they enjoy these good festivals, their atmosphere is hotter and nicer. The picture shows two people playing the, and I think actually one of them is a cello. Maybe, I don't know if that's, I don't know. They're not violins. The violins are the small ones. He's playing, maybe the picture shows two people playing, I would say a cello and a stand-up bass is what we call that. So two different,
Okay.
yeah, the violin is the smaller one that you hold with your chin on your
But
shoulder.
should we say two people are playing?
Yeah, let me see. The picture shows two people. No, the picture shows, and there's the verb, and what it shows is two people playing. And then I would put two people playing, yeah, a cello and a stand-up bass. That's fine. Comma, and it seems like, you could say, it seems like a song competition because there are some people, I would say, in the audience, and they can vote for their favorite choices with, I would say, an applause measurement system. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or by, with their applause, you could say too, just by applauding for. To applaud is the verb, to applaud for their favorites. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think you're right. My friend is from Sweden, so this is in Sweden, which is part of Scandinavian countries. Yeah.
Okay.
It's wild. Those are ice. It's ice.
Yes,
It's crazy. Yeah.
but it is nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. Cool. All right. Anybody else ready to read?
Excuse me, I've
Yeah.
just write anything.
Okay. Do you want to read?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Number 2. What do you want? What do you think of tattoo? What you like to have one, and why or why not? I think tattoo is a kind of human curiosity and a mood of transient world that people don't consent with ordinary things, and they want to try an odd thing. But I think it is not exactly right because the body is beautiful enough to don't need to paint on that. And I don't want to have a permanent one, but in a special party or I don't know ceremony, I like to have a temporary one.
Okay, good. Okay, so I would say just has tattoo has two T's, so I think
Excuse me.
yeah, no problem. So I'm gonna make some corrections. I think I would say a tattoo. I think a tattoo is a kind of human curiosity. And what did you mean, like a mood of transient world? Like, what did you mean? It takes you into a different place or something?
I don't know what you said.
What does that mean right here? A mood of transient world. What did you want to say?
Not a mood. Not exactly a mood. I don't know. What can I explain it? I 1 minute. A kind of human curiosity and I don't know. Instead of mood, I don't know. I can
Well, tell me a
use.
different way. What did you mean? Like some people want to try something different?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you mean by transient? Because transient means like it comes and goes.
Yes. Transient world. Transient world means that one world that not that it's not permanent. That it's not.
Right. Okay. All right. I'm trying to think. I think a tattoo is a kind of human curiosity, and okay. All right. All right. And I would say and shows that people don't consent to ordinary things. And then, yeah. And so I would say something like, I think a tattoo is a kind of human curiosity and let's see, and people, I would say, hold on, and people who don't consent to ordinary things, and I would say, want to try an odd thing or something new, maybe.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Always want to try a new things.
Yeah, and people who don't consent, yeah, consent. I would say don't like, perhaps, who don't like
Yeah, it's better.
ordinary things. Yes, I think a tattoo is a kind of human curiosity, and people who don't like ordinary things want to try. I would say always want to try perhaps something new and odd or different.
Yes.
All right. So then, but I think it is not exactly right because the body is beautiful enough, I would say already, and and we don't, with an apostrophe, we don't need to paint on, or we could just paint it. Okay.
Yes.
Then I would say, instead of don't, I would say I wouldn't, because it's kind of like a possibility. It's not something that is going to happen, but if you have the possibility, I wouldn't want to have a permanent one, but I would say at a special party or ceremony, I would like to have a temporary one. So you might like to just have one for a little while, but not a permanent one. Yeah. Good.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, Amparo or Nihan or Hamid?
I'm done the third one.
Third one? Okay. All right. Do you trust the police?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes, I trust the police when I am in need. Uh, I want to tell my one story for this. Last day, one unknown person called me for the phone. When I opened it, he asked my name and he mentioned if I share my name information, they have a prize for me. But I didn't trust him and I asked him, what is your own and company's name? Then I googled, but I didn't find anything related to their fake company. I gave a fake name and he said to me, I am checking your name. I don't find your name in our list. After that, he closed his phone and suddenly I called the police office and they informed me that number is a swindler number. Don't believe and give any real information for them.
Wow. Okay. All right. So yes, I trust the police when I am in need. I want to tell, I would just say a story. I would say something, I want to tell a story that happened to me related to this. Last day, or what do you mean last day? Like last week or something? Yesterday?
Maybe uh, last week, it can be better.
Okay, last week, an unknown person called me on the phone. When I answered it, he asked my name and he mentioned that if I shared my name or and contact, let's say contact information, comma, they would have a prize for me, but I didn't trust him and I asked him, what is your name and your company's name? Then I Googled the names, I would say, but I didn't find anything related to their fake company, period. I gave a fake name and he said to me, comma, I am checking your name, but I don't find your name on our list. After that, he, instead of saying closed, we would say he hung up. He hung up. And suddenly I called the police office. We say the police department.
Okay.
I called the police department and they informed me that that number, I would say, was a swindler's number, and to not believe them or give any real information to them.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Wow, that was pretty quick thinking on your part. Yeah. In the United States, that happens a lot. People try to call you and, ask you to donate money or something like that.
And there are many tragic stories in Turkey too. They find people's the weakest point.
Yeah.
People believe them, and they lose many money for that.
Right. Yes.
We should be careful for this.
Yes. Yes.
And
Exactly.
Nihan, when you listen, you are also be careful for that.
Yeah. I think she's not listening yet. She's busy writing. Okay, Amparo, why don't you read?
I agree with the statement that the teacher's ability to relate well with the students is more important than excellent knowledge. I think it was about what is teaching. Well, when a teacher has a good relation with his or her students, they go to the class, enjoy them more. In that sense, it is an advantage because when an activity is enjoyable, you can learn easily. If a teacher establishes a wall with the students, probably they are not going to ask any question in class. They won't be interested in anything else that past subject and forget it. Because of the teacher, a subject could become the hated one for many students. In fact, the information you can find it for yourself in many books or oops, or on the internet.
Yes. Well,
But
no.
but to get know-how is something that a good teacher can bring you in class. For all the reasons, I think that the teacher has to relate well with her students.
Good. Okay, I agree with the statement that the teacher's ability to relate well with students is more important than excellent knowledge that he or she
About
is
what
teaching.
is
Yeah, about
what is
what he or she is teaching.
mhm.
When a teacher has a good, I would say, relationship with his or her students, they go to class. They go to class and enjoy it more. In that sense, it is an advantage because when an activity is enjoyable, you can learn easily. If a teacher establishes a wall with the students, I would say then probably they are not going to ask any questions, plural, any questions
Yeah,
in
you're right,
class. They won't be interested in anything else. Um,
more than or that.
um, like beyond the subject, maybe?
Okay.
Beyond means like more, they don't want to do anything else, just
Okay.
like the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they won't be interested in anything else beyond the subject, and I would say, and will later forget it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because of the teacher, a subject could become a hated one for many students. Yeah. Or you could say it in a different way. A subject could become uh, something that the student hates because of the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
could switch it around.
Okay.
In fact, the information, you can find it for yourself in many books or on the internet, but to get know-how is something that a good teacher can bring you in class. Know-how, or let's say experience.
Mm-hmm.
For all of these reasons, I think that a teacher has to relate well with his or her students. Yes. Did you have some students in your school career that you had good relationships with, Amparo?
Yes. Yes. There is some teachers at the university,
At
but
the university.
some but there is both them. Someone that just put a wall with the students.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't know who the students were.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Thanks. And Nehan, now you're ready.
Maybe. I didn't check all of them, but at least I stopped to write.
So we have time to correct. Okay.
Yes. I'm not sure which one I have to start. I just want to write about the director who's a documentary director, Errol Morris. I've seen all of his pieces recently, and I'm glad to say I've liked all of them. Especially the technique he used in his movies was impressive. He didn't judge his victims, or he didn't treat them as a hero, or he didn't interrogate them. He just focused the main event, its causes and consequences. He didn't put any extra personal opinion. We can call him an objective director easily. But the issues he had picked were themselves already very controversial. For example, in 1999, Mr. Death, which was about an engineer who had designed execution devices for the government, and the process he had become a Holocaust denier. Morris didn't even ask him tricky questions, even he would advocate death penalty, or how crazy he was when he claimed that he found out this is a phenomenon. The Thin Blue Line was my first documentary that I've seen from him. The events were very complex, but at the end you realize how easy to accuse someone else. He convicted for murder and everyone gave their testimony against him, who was totally innocent. I guess The Thin Blue Line is his best shot in his life, which brought him a famous and reputable career. The third one I just want to write about is Tabloid. in 2010. It was about a beauty queen who had been sustained her life with an obsession to fall in love to someone who had took an oath to not have any carnal knowledge with a woman. He was a missionary and very devoted member of the Mormon community. The funny thing was her explanations about her big love, and she was really convincing that any audience could easily think she is mentally ill. I don't write more about Morris, but maybe another time you should watch at least one of his movies. I bet you would like him.
Okay. All right, so I'm not sure when I have to start. Okay, I would say I'm not sure where. I'm not sure where, and I would just leave it simple. I'm not sure where to start. I just want to write about a director who's a documentary film director, Errol Morris. I've seen all of his
Oh my
pieces.
gosh. Not
What?
director.
What is he?
Director. I always say director.
Either one. You can say director or
really?
director. Yeah, both
okay.
pronunciations are okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I've seen all of his pieces recently, and I'm glad to say I've liked all of them. I would say, since you started a new sentence, you would say I have especially liked the technique he used in his movies, comma, or semicolon, it was impressive, or they were techniques. I don't know, maybe techniques.
Techniques, yeah.
Yeah, used in his movies. They were impressive. He
Okay.
didn't judge his victims, or he didn't treat them as a hero, or he didn't interrogate them. He just focused on the main event, its causes and consequences. He didn't put any extra personal opinions, I would say opinions in the movie. We can call him an objective director easily. Well, you can say it like that, but it's more common for us to put it, we can easily call him, for the word order. But the issues I would just say he picked were themselves already very controversial. For example, in 1999, Mr. Death, which was about an engineer who had designed execution devices for the government, and in the process, you mean? And in the process, he had become a Holocaust.
They were separate items. To become a Holocaust denier and the execution device designer, it's separate.
Two different people?
Related. Two different events. The same.
Yeah, but is it the same person?
Yeah, the same person was a designer, and then when he stopped to design devices, he researched about the Holocaust or something.
Oh, okay.
In that process, he converted a different field.
All right, so I would say something just to have a little more flow. For example, in 1999, I would say the movie Mr. Death, which I would say was about an engineer. I would say, okay, for example, in 1999, the movie Mr. Death followed an engineer who had designed execution devices for the government, and later, you say that, later became a Holocaust denier. Morris didn't even ask him tricky questions. Even he would advocate death penalty. What does that mean? Who would? The guy?
Yeah, Mr. Death, yeah.
Like he didn't even ask him if he wanted the death penalty?
Yeah.
Okay. Morris didn't even ask him tricky questions like if he would advocate for the death penalty, or how crazy he was when he claimed that he found out Auschwitz. What did you mean was a phenomenon? He denied that it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a phenomenon. It's a lie he claimed.
Okay. All right. So I would say that. Or how crazy he was when he claimed that he, I would say, believed, right? Because that guy believed that Auschwitz was a lie. Okay. The Thin Blue Line was my first documentary that I, if you say was, then you would have to put this in the past that I had seen or that I saw. The Thin Blue Line was my first documentary that I saw from him. The events were very complex, but at the end you realized how easy it is to accuse someone else. He convicted for murder a man. Okay, I would say a totally innocent man was convicted of murder, and everyone gave their testimony against him. I guess the Thin Blue Line is his best movie or his best work, to say, of his life, which brought him a famous and reputable career. The third one I want to write about is Tabloid, and I would say from 2010. It was about a beauty queen who had been sustained her life. What do you mean, like with an obsession? Who had lived, maybe? Who had lived with an obsession. Okay, so this was her obsession, to fall in love with someone who had taken an oath to not have any carnal knowledge with a woman or of a woman. So that was her obsession. She wanted to fall in love?
She already fall in love with that guy, but that guy has an oath.
All right, she lived with an obsession. Okay, I would say then she had fallen in love with someone who had taken an oath to not have any carnal knowledge of a woman. He was a missionary and was a very devoted member of the Mormon community. The funny thing was her explanation about her big love, and she was really convincing that any audience could and she was she was convincing you that she must be crazy?
Yes.
Okay. And she was I would say this, and I was really convinced that she is mentally ill. I want to write more about Morris, but maybe another time. You should watch at least one of his movies. I bet you would like him. Okay. I've heard of the Thin Blue Line, but I can't remember anything about it. But I do remember it was very popular.
Yes. It was his the best shot, I guess. It was his best movie. But I think the others are equal. They were really, really funny.
Really
sometimes really good. Sometimes really funny because the events are goes with a drama, but in it there's a big fun. You cannot believe that if they are a reality or or he just create them.
Yeah, it's kind of like outrageous, we say.
Yes,
kind of
outrageous,
incredible. Yeah, outrageous. Interesting. I'll have to look it up. Amparo, do you want to read your one about the tattoos?
Okay. Particularly, I don't like tattoos. We are not a piece of cloth for being painted. Sometimes people are decided to look different and try to catch attention wherever they go. And that, according to my point of view, is just a way to show your insecurity. Furthermore, it is really disgusting for me to see a tattoo in a wrinkled skin. When you become older, how are you going to explain that your tattoo was something that you decide to do in a crazy day?
All right. I would say, instead of particularly, I would say, in reality, I don't like tattoos. We are not a piece of cloth for being painted. Sometimes people, I would just say sometimes people decide to look different and try to catch attention wherever they go, and then I would say, and that, comma, according to my point of view, comma, is just a way to show your insecurity. Furthermore, it is really disgusting for me to see a tattoo on wrinkled skin. Yeah. When you become older, and then I would just put, when you become older, comma, how are you going to explain that your tattoo was something that you decided to do in a crazy day? We would say, in your crazy days. Yeah. Yeah, I have a friend who has a tattoo of a donut on his arm with like a donut or something like that. He has a story though. He has a story about it.
Very interesting.
Yes, some people really get into the tattoos and they do a lot, and some people they just do one little one. But I heard that it hurts a lot. That would be my thing too. Like it's very painful. Yeah.
Maybe they use some anesthesia or something.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Samad, do you want to read your one about your cats? Okay, there's only 1 minute left. Let me correct it. Raising cats or pets in general is an amazing experience, period. Raising pets, feeding, and taking care of them is a human, I would say is a common human behavior. This good attitude, I would say, towards pets teaches people, and especially children, to be patient and to think more about others. My own experience with raising cats, I would say, has been amazing, although I was afraid of them. I was afraid to death of them before, I would say something like that. But then I came to love them and take good care of them. Okay. What is this, Hamid? I want to show some interesting chemical compound names. There are some titles for related to region Draculin, angelic acid, cubane. Oh, okay. Barf, dead. All right. Did you guys think this was funny? No, I'm listening. It just takes a minute to process so much stupid all at once. Did you guys get it? Okay, Sama, I just read it and corrected it because I didn't hear you. So, did you see that?
Teacher.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I saw it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, guys, well, that went by fast. Another hour goes by. And thank you for coming to class.
Is that picture about the TV series, the last picture?
Yes.
The Big and the Smart or something?
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang, yeah. I think I didn't get the American jokes. Just because I don't understand that TV series.
Okay, so he says, no, I'm listening, so don't worry about me. Yes, I'm listening. It just takes me a minute, so it takes me a little bit of time. I just read it and corrected it because I didn't hear you. Oops. To process so much stupid. So whatever that person is saying, it was too dumb. He didn't get it, so he's having to think about it. Okay, guys, well, that went by fast. Another hour goes by. Did you get it? Now
I get it. But I didn't find it really funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I never watched it. I just saw that. It's kind of funny. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, guys. I'll see you another time. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Thank you for
Lisa.
coming to class.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye. Difficult, hard, and profound director, you have to follow his or her steps, because he watch lots of movies, he read a lot of books or something, and he feeds different fields, and if you don't know his background, his knowledge, his literature knowledge or something, it's really hard to understand sometimes the details. But I've tried, but I haven't sent any of my article to anywhere. But another type of articles I have sent and has been published in a few magazine, in literature magazine.
Okay. So what is this link that he sent?
Do not open it.
Why not?
It was I have some friends, some poem friends, and they just request from me to voice their poetry with a music. It was that kind of thing. Hamid, good job, Hamid.
He's an excellent researcher.
Yes, about numbers, about the other details. Well done.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes the people think about me. Are you spy?
Yeah, a little bit.
But I like the search. No. Sometimes people say, "Are you from CIA or FBI?" Unfortunately, my watching website shows Turkish subtitle, but I am focusing on English.
Good, nice. And how is it?
What are you talking about? Breaking Bad?
Yeah, he's watching Breaking Bad. Hi, Nihan.
Hi.
Have you seen that series, Nihan?
Of course I have. Come on.
I think, Nihan, you missed your calling. Instead of an accountant, maybe you should have been like a director or a movie producer or something in the
maybe
entertainment.
I would have a column on the newspaper to write about the movies. And I would be glad. No, I cannot be producer or director because I don't like to move somewhere else to settle there for months or 5 months.
Oh yeah, a lot of traveling and stuff.
Yeah, I'm lazy. I just want to write about them, maybe.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nihan, if you want, I can share one special link for you.
Of course, but which context? The link about what?
It is about you.
Me.
About Nihan? Well,
do you want to see that? I will share on Google Chat.
Okay. What Nihan, do you do that already? Don't you write a little bit about movies?
I tried, but it's really hard to write about movies. I just realized if you watch a really he's playing big.
Yeah, really. You're not, maybe you're not really Turkish. Maybe you're from the United States and you're living in Turkey, infiltrating.
But his Turkish is perfect because he wrote me in Turkish on Verbling.
Oh yeah.
And his Turkish was really perfect. I think he's Turkish.
I know. I'm just kidding. He's in disguise. Okay, well, you guys are the only ones here so far. So, Nihan, let me give you the link in the Google chat, and I'll put it up on the screen share. We can see who's in the mood to write today. I thought maybe Nourel would show up for practice with the writing, but maybe she already does okay on that, because I know she's studying for the TOEFL test. So maybe this speaking is more what she's wanting to practice. I don't know.
Oh, okay. The first one.
Well, I always throw something like that there, just in case. I think people like to write about movies or TV shows. You can write about Breaking Bad if you want, Hamid. Well, I was wondering, Nihan, you told me one of the movies to watch was the Hyde Park, the one with the.
Yeah.
What? I started watching it, but it was kind of. I don't know, it seemed kind of, well, the word that we use in English is kind of cheesy. Like, did it get better? I didn't keep watching it. I switched to a French movie, but what did you like about it?
What does it mean, cheesy?
Cheesy? It means kind of like... Hi, everybody. This is Lisa, and I want to welcome you to another hour of English classes here on Verbling.com. This is going to be a writing class, so if you are interested in practicing your writing skills in English, then go ahead and come on into the Google Hangouts here with us. All you need to do is click on the Join Class button. It's the green button up above the video that is playing right now. And when you do, then you come here into the Google Hangouts with us. Hamit's here with me already, and I'm going to be posting the link to the Google document where we are going to be writing. So let me put that for you, Hamid, in the chat, the Google chat. And then that way, that's where people can rate. So we'll see who shows up. We had some reservations, 4 or 5 reservations, and I know that there is another class happening right now, an English class, and there's also a class that was just finishing up. So maybe some people are going to join us here in a minute. So in the meantime, I'm going to talk a little bit with Hamid while we wait to see who shows up. Hamid, did you watch the whole series of Breaking Bad, like all the seasons?
Not yet. I started on Monday. I am now to second season and 5th episode.
Okay. And are you watching it in English or is it in Turkish?
It is English, but
it was kind of like not fake. Cheesy just means not. It's not so well. It wasn't so well done. Like it was like the narrator was talking, and it's like, where is this movie going? Like it didn't seem like the characters had much depth to them, or you know.
I see. It's about a time period of Roosevelt's life.
Yeah.
With his girls or
mistresses
or something.
Mistresses, yeah.
Yes, and one of his cousin.
Yeah,
who was Daisy, fall in love with him.
Yeah.
But I think it was a good movie because it's not drama.
Yeah.
It's a little bit comedy, but not really the real comedy. But I think it at the end you would like it. When I was watching, I like it.
You just liked watching it. Yeah, maybe I was in the mood for something more significant. It seemed very light, like we say it like lightweight, like it wasn't. I don't know. I guess I understood the time period, but
the competition between the women about Roosevelt's law was funny.
Okay, I didn't get to that part. Maybe it just took a while to get into the more interesting part, you know, because I stopped at about the time where after the British guy got there, and
it was the funny part. The queen and the king just visited them, but not the main idea.
Okay, okay.
But as an American,